Here at Rhiza, we come across a lot of very interesting data. We received data from a company called UBM Peers, and we were asked to see if we could make some interesting visualizations with the data that might help people explore it a little bit more effectively. The data that we received is a listing of all the companies in the United States that both export and import products from other countries. So what we're looking at here on the map is some data showing us by state how many exporters there are per state. So the lighter colored ones have lower number of exporters, and the darker states have a higher number of exporters. And as we zoom in the map, we can see some interesting patterns start to emerge. As we zoom in, we'll start seeing more detailed information for some of the states. Here, we're looking at Pennsylvania and Tennessee. The counties that are within it are also now colored from light to dark. And so in Tennessee, you can see near Nashville, there's quite a bit of export data that exporters that are in that area. And in Pennsylvania, you can see it's a little bit more spread out throughout the state, but clearly there's a cluster here in Western Pennsylvania. As I zoom down through the map, more and more information becomes available to me. We try not to overload users with too much information at once because it can be very overwhelming for folks when they're looking at data. But here, each one of these orange dots represents an individual company, which I can click on. And we can actually see the amount of exports that they have had from this specific company, which is X Coal Energy Resources, LLC. And here we can see there's some basic information about the company. We have a link that if I click here, it'll take me off to Google and find me information about the company itself. I see their address and the total exported goods for the past 12 months. As you can see, it's quite a large number of tons. We also see a graph that was done that is charting for us by month the metric tons exported each month. And so for this company, we can see from June to August, there was an increase, and then a bit of a dip in September and back up in October. And then up here in March and April, it looks like there's very high levels of exports that are happening from this company. This type of information and viewing this type of data in a time series helps people understand a little bit more about some of the cyclical patterns that might exist within your data. Now, there's this other value that we have in the data that's showing us Chinese exports. And this is the estimated dollar value and also the number of metric tons of product that are exported by this company to China. So here we can see there's quite a large number of coal that is actually going to China from this company that's located in Westmoreland County in Pennsylvania. Now, you'll note also on the map, I have the ability to not just get information about the company itself, but I can also see information about the county in which it exists. Now what we get to see is information about this county, Westmoreland County, presented to us mixed with data about importers and exporters, as well as census data that we happen to have about it, so we can understand more about that county. It happens that Westmoreland County has 372,000 people. There's 67 exporters and 216 importers. We can see the waterborne estimated values, which that is all data that's coming from UBM Peers. And we're seeing other information like population density and number of families, population stats, looking at the number of people per age range, for example. Other types of information in terms of is there a lot of farmland there, crop acres, other identifiers. And down here, we can actually look at population by race. So this is a fairly homogeneous county in that there's a lot of Caucasians here. But if I click through to other counties in the area, for example, so if we want to take a look at Allegheny County, we can take a look here, and the data might look a bit different. We'll see more African Americans there and other races as well. Still a predominant number of Caucasians. The point here is that users can browse easily through all the data that is in a data set, and in fact, across multiple data sets in one easy view. The last thing just to point out is that we can take that data that we were looking at related to China, and we can actually just very quickly say how many of these companies export to China. And now each one that has a red diamond in front of it is a company that exports to China. So if you're from the Pennsylvania state trade office and you're going to southwestern Pennsylvania to try to recruit companies to go on a mission with you to China, let's just say, you would know where all the companies are that are the ones that currently export to China, and you might be able to contact some of the other companies that are near them that would also, that you could easily build into an afternoon's set of meetings, in the city of Pittsburgh or wherever you happen to be. So this information is all easily available at your fingertips and browsable from a national view all the way down to a hyper-local view, all available through Rhiza Insight. For more information about Rhiza Insight, please visit us online at rhiza.com.